self-made person never gets that stuff. Like I talk to people on the street. I grew up, I graduated.
You're talking to me.
So I would go out and start talking. And then number three, find somebody you can shout out to. You want to be in the restaurant business, start talking. You want to get luckier, find a dude who's making a lot of money in restaurants and say, hey, can I work for you as an intern every Saturday? Like, I'll get you coffee, I'll drive you around, and if you can get in the room with somebody who's already successful, you can start to mimic their patterns, their tone of voice, how they negotiate deals, how they deal with conflict, all the things, how they raise capital, how they invest capital.
Doesn't that roll back to your first mentor? Wasn't that the same exact scenario?
Yeah.
You went into his office several times.
Yep, that was my second mentor.
And you said, hey, listen, let me give you the chance to shadow you.
I had an $8 suit from a thrift store. His name was Mike Stainback.
Right.
Rest in peace. He sadly died a couple of years ago. But I went up to him in Raleigh, North Carolina. I found him in the phone book. He had a full-page ad. So I was like, this guy, full-page ad costs 30 grand. If he got 30 grand, he's rich. So I went in there. And I was like a big deal. I didn't know anybody who had 30 grand. And so I went in there with them and I said, Mike, you don't know me, but if you teach me what you know, I'll work for you for free.
I remember that, yeah.
So next day, he said, show up in the morning, I'll give you an office. The office was actually a closet. He gave me a closet? Yeah, no windows. He had put a desk in, he had moved filing cabinets, so the chair, he gave me a reclining chair, but it was too small of an office. It just reclined like an airplane, like on it. He gave me printout cold call, probably 300 numbers, and I started calling, and I opened up $100,000 deal for him in the first day, just calling.
So there rolls back to that first piece then. The ambition that you had, the ambition to go and talk to him.
Yes, and also learn social skills.
Right.
So that you can talk to strangers.
Absolutely.
Talking to Mike, he was a stranger. Cold calling. If you can cold call people, I'll tell you this. If you can cold call people on the phone or knock on doors with any level of success, you have a high probability of being rich in your life. In fact, 70% of self-made millionaires started in sales. Mark Cuban told me, he's like, Tai, I started selling garbage bags somehow door to door. The teenagers. Always be closing deals.
For sure. And then, okay, so last piece, optimization. I remember you mentioned Mark Cuban, he goes into Costco, he spends $100 on toothpaste for the whole year.
Yes, he's cheap.
But he'll also run his private jet for 50 grand just to keep it warm so he can get going.
Yeah, successful people are a dichotomy. They're hard to pin down. Like Mark Cuban, he saves money on toothpaste, but he has a private jet running that costs $15K an hour. But the reason is once you have enough money, then you're trying to buy back your time. So a private jet saves you time, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not just to show off. I once had to do a business deal where I had to be in 7 cities in 36 hours. You had to do a private jet. I wasn't on there being bougie, you know what I'm saying? So when you find an opportunity that takes cash, then you want to go all in. But be cheap on stupid stuff, you know what I mean? Be cheap. Sometimes like on Uber, if Uber X, $20 cheaper than Uber Comfort, fuck that, take Uber X. You still get there. You still get to the other side.
Don't be bougie.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be too bougie.
Well, it's been a great pleasure. It's been an honor.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me, and God bless. All the best for you.
Thank you.
Sure.
I got a couple questions about veteran entrepreneurs. Veteran entrepreneurs.